Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Megan, and I am the owner and creator behind EnTyre Creations. It has been a little while since I've posted a video. Summer got busy. I am starting a new career. So yeah, life just got busy, but I am working on trying to do a fall launch. Fall/Halloween kind of thing. I'm aiming for September 5th, so we will see if I'm actually able to make it. So I've been just kind of working on cutting out different fabrics. These ones are going to be my key fobs. And then I have a couple AirPod and AirPod Pro cases cut. And I'll show you all the different fabrics I have. I've got to cut out liners, so that's what I'm going to work on a little bit tonight. I'm not going to do a ton, just because it is already 7:30, and I want to get myself ready for work tomorrow. I have been off for a couple weeks, or like a week and a half, something like that. So let's go over the fabrics I have. I have some really pretty fall prints, or at least I think they're pretty. This one's cute. It's got like birds and squirrels. This piece doesn't have a squirrel on it. Let me find one with a squirrel. Maybe not in these little ones. But either way, I mean, I just really like the leaves and the mushrooms and the bird and the colors, the acorn. Everything just screams fall about that print. Let's see, here's a little piece with a squirrel. See the little squirrel? He's so cute. So there's that print. Then I have this like white pumpkins, white with pumpkins on it. Again, just screams fall in my opinion. And if you know me, fall is the best. Fall is my favorite. Fall is when my soul is happy. It's the best. Crisp mornings, foggy mornings, hoodie weather, sweater weather, all of it. Just pumpkin spice everything. Yes, I am that girl. But then we have this like sunflower mushroom one. Could be kind of considered kind of summery as well, I guess. And then I've got this black with like, it almost looks like chalk pumpkins, like pumpkins outlined in chalk. But again, screams fall. So I'm gonna also have a couple shirts designed. Right now I have two printed out. Let me grab them. And I want to do some like spooky season ones as well. So they're not on shirts yet, but this one just says "In My Cozy Girl Era" with the leaves and the pumpkins. And it's just, I think it's just super cute. And then this one I think is probably my favorite so far. And it just says "Hello Fall Vibes." And you know, I'm going to shrink this one down. This is huge. Maybe this one will go on a tote bag. I'm still going to do this as a shirt design as well. I'm just going to shrink it down because this is huge. I did not realize it printed that big. Like, let's see. This is like bigger than my front. So, I mean, I know it's hard to show you. Like this one, perfect size, I think. So I've got a couple sweatshirts and a couple just long sleeve t-shirts that I'm going to use to print these on and take orders from that. For the shirts, I will take orders. So you'll order the shirt you want, the size you want, and you can pick any color you want. Once I have a couple orders, I will order the t-shirts. So for shirts, turnaround time will probably be like 2 weeks because I can get shirts pretty fast. So usually I can get shirts within a week, and then I can print them right then and there, press them, get them out. As long as I have the shirts, it takes me no time really to print these and press them. So that is my plan for the shirts, and I also will have some tote bags. But yeah, so let me show you what I have for the linings. I have, for the lighter fabrics, I have this, like, it's a white background with like green and yellow and blue and orange and red polka dots. So just simple. And then I also have black and orange for the darker fabrics. So like this one, that will be the lining. And then also for the black pumpkins, that will be the lining. And then the lighter one for that. And then the lighter one here. Actually, because I'm not sure if I'm loving, you know what, I think we're gonna stick with the black and orange for the 2 pumpkin prints. And I think we'll swap to this lighter one. I kind of think I like that better. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. But I definitely do like this combo for sure. So we're gonna stick with that one. But yeah, I just gotta get some linings cut, and then hopefully this weekend I'll be able to start quilting the fabrics, because most of my fabrics will need to be quilted before I actually start assembling the products. So like keychain wallets will be quilted, and then these will be boxy pencil pouches. And then I have some bigger boxy pouches cut out. I call them cosmetic pouches, but they're really like anything. Toiletry bags, project bags, anything of that sort. So yeah, we are just gonna start cutting out my liners here, I think. So yeah, we'll get into it. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I've lined up the selvage end, and I'm just gonna start by cutting off some of the selvage. So like it's folded over here on this edge. And I started doing that because I just found it easier to cut 2 halves, like since I need 2 lining pieces, I just kind of found it easier to cut them at the same time. So now what I'm doing for my pencil pouches, I did 6.5 by 12. So this ruler is 6.5 inches wide here. And it's by like 24.5 inches long. So I'm just gonna line it up here with my fabric, and I'm gonna cut right along here. And then that is the lining for 1 bag cut. So then I'm just gonna set that off to the side, and I need to do that 6 times because I made 3 of each pattern, and since I have 2 patterns that will be using this fabric, I need to do that 6 times. And actually, hang on. Actually, I think, can't really see it. Sorry, the lighting out here, I'm still figuring out as I film. Kind of wondering if I should change up. You know what, hang on just a second. We are going to move my lighting. Maybe that will help. Let's see. Does that look better? Yeah, I think that looks better. So I'm almost wondering, because I bought this fabric last year to go with this. So I'm wondering if that fits better. Why don't you let me know down in the comments which one you like better, and I will kind of hold off on these products until I can post this video. But I'm just a little undecided on the best lining for this one. So let me know down in the comments what you think. I don't know. I'm still gonna cut it so it's prepared, but I might change up the lining fabric because I can always make more pencil pouches. So yeah, we're just gonna cut along here. And sometimes this corner, I probably need to replace my blade, if I'm being honest. So, and then I just kind of keep pulling my fabric down as I go. And I'm going to, again, make sure I line up the selvage end, which sometimes when I buy fabric, it's lined up pretty well, and other times it's not. So, and so you just kind of have to find what works for you for cutting. And I haven't figured out the best way yet. I see some people, like, they'll cut one big piece of fabric for their products. Like, I watch a fellow YouTuber, XOXO Charlie, and she cuts like one big piece of fabric and then quilts it and then cuts all the like exterior pieces out of that. So I'm not a math person, so I have not figured out how to make that work for me. But all the more power to her. Like, that is amazing that she's able to do that. I wish I could do that, because I feel like that would make cutting so much easier. Because as it stands, like, cutting fabric, I despise cutting fabric. But I love to sew and create things, and so I kind of need to cut fabric to do that. So I cut fabric, obviously. Okay, now I'm just gonna pull this back up to where I was, and I'm just kind of working my way up the fabric. This side over here, I'll be able to cut the linings for my keychain wallets. So I wish I could figure out a way to cut fabric better so there was less waste. I really do. Oh, I was trying to do 12.5 inches there. Okay. So one thing about this ruler that I don't necessarily love is that it does have that extra ½ inch on this side and the bottom, and it always throws me off. Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt to change my blade on this, but it's a step for another day. So far I've done 3, so I'm gonna do 3 more. And I just keep bringing my fabric down. And this is what I have found works for me for now. There will still be some waste with doing it this way, but I just try and do the best I can to cut my fabric in such a way that I have minimal waste pieces and scrap pieces. So that's 4. I think tonight I'm just gonna get some of the, I'm just gonna do this one fabric. It is currently Wednesday, August 6th. I wanna try and get this video up by this weekend. So it's just gonna be kind of like a little studio vlog. I don't know what we'll get up to. I also wanna try making my own fabric tags, like cork fabric tags. I do have a laser cutter. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's not the end of the world if I cut extra, because I will eventually use it, I'm sure. So yeah, this collection is going to have key fobs, AirPod cases, keychain wallets, cosmetic bags, and boxy pencil pouches. So if you're interested in shopping this collection or any other collection, you can shop at EnTyreCreations.com. I'll also have my Etsy store linked down below if you would prefer, but I'm trying to direct traffic to my website. I would prefer to like just have everything go through there. Oh, pulled off some extra threads here. That's okay. So that was 6 of those. Now we're just gonna move this back on up. Try and keep it lined up. It's not gonna wanna line up perfectly just because it sat on the bolt, not lined up. Now this one, I'm gonna get my smaller ruler because these I do 5x6. And this is a 5x15 ruler. This actually came from sorry, lost my train of thought. This ruler came in the project box that I bought a couple years ago from Mormino.com, I think is the website. Her YouTube channel is So Whatever. I watch a lot of YouTubers, so that is where this ruler came from, and I like it because you can't really see it on camera, but it's like a gradient, pink, purple, blue. It's just super cute and a good size. I have different rulers for different purposes. So like that bigger one, because I was cutting 6.5 by 12, that one came in handy since it is 6.5 inches wide. I also have a big 15 by 15 square ruler that I use to cut out makeup pouches. So again, I have different rulers for different purposes. I also have some tiny square ones, like this one is 5.5 by 5.5, or 6.5 by 6.5, sorry. And then I also have like a 4.5 by 4.5, something like that. I don't know, I have them for different purposes. So I haven't done any markets in a while. The last one I did was Old Shawnee Days in June. I was signed up to do Junkin' Donuts at the Lewisburg Cider Mill. I was signed up to do it June, July, and August. I did it in May, but after doing Old Shawnee Days for 3 full days, well, I guess it was 2.5 days because Friday evening it was only a few hours, but after doing Old Shawnee Days, I was just wiped, and I did not feel like I had the energy that I needed to fully commit and enjoy Dunkin' Donuts. And so I did cancel for June for that reason. And then in July, it was just hot. Extremely hot. We were under heat advisories pretty much the entire month of July. And with me having POTS, me and the heat don't mix well. So I was concerned about that for July. So I did cancel for July. And then again, same reason for August. We're looking at like 90 something degrees on Saturday. And I'm just like, I don't know that it's worth it to put myself through that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did buy like a bunch of fans for Old Shawnee days, and that did help. And I had a lot of electrolyte drinks, and I do feel like that helped, and I did okay with Old Shawnee days, but it was still just exhausting. And by the time it was over, I was just wiped, had no energy. Like each day, I had no energy. And it was not, it was okay. Like I survived, I did okay, and it wasn't as hot at Old Shawnee days as it was gonna be in July and August for Dunkin' Donuts. So I just don't think that my fans would have cut it. Like I have a neck fan, and then I have a little USB powered desktop fan, but also at Dunkin' Donuts, I didn't have electricity. So I wouldn't have been able to plug in my fans. Because I also have this big DeWalt fan, like high powered fan, and we had that at Dunkin' Donut or at Old Shawnee days, and I think that really helped. It just requires electricity, and I wasn't gonna have electricity at Dunkin' Donuts. So unfortunately, I did make the decision not to do Dunkin' Donuts anymore other than the one I did in May. And I mean, that kind of sucks because I do kind of enjoy doing these markets, but I just have to put my health and safety first, honestly. So I'm really trying hard to drive more traffic to my site instead of doing markets in person, because if I can get traffic to my site and not have to do markets, that would be ideal. So yeah, I think that's all we're gonna get up to tonight. I cut out keychain wallets and pencil cases, and I'll cut out the cosmetic pouches and keychain wallets and AirPod cases another night. So I think that's all I'm gonna do tonight. So we'll see what else we get up to in this little studio vlog. But thanks for coming along, and we'll see you. I don't know if I'll film tomorrow or not, but we'll see you next time that I'm filming. So I think this video is just gonna be mostly chatting and cutting fabric. So yeah, and welcome back. I did spend some time today finishing up cutting the lining pieces to my little fall collection that I'm trying to make. So next video, we will be sewing some of that stuff. But I figured tonight we could press some shirts because I have some stuff printed, and I'm also gonna do a tote bag just because I feel like this design is a little too big to go on a shirt, like too long. I just don't feel like it would look good. So I'm gonna press this one on a tote bag, which I still think is just adorable. And then I did print another design that I am really excited about. This is what it is, and it says spooky season. Halloween and fall are the best time of year, if you ask me. So, gotta do some spooky season printing. And then I did show this already, I think, but in my cozy girl era, I just think this is adorable, and I think it'll make a really cute sweatshirt. And then this one, the spooky season, I think it's gonna just go on a gray long sleeve shirt. I do have 2 tan sweatshirts, 2 gray long sleeve t-shirts, and 2 black long sleeve t-shirts that I do plan on pressing something on for this fall collection. So this one, I think we are going to do the In My Cozy Girl era, just because I think that would be so adorable. I'm just waiting on my little heat press to get up to temp, and we'll press. So I'll bring you over to the heat press and we'll go from there. Okay, we are at my heat press. I use an HTV Ront auto heat press and I love this thing. So I laid my sweatshirt on here and we're going to just do a quick press for like 10 seconds just to kind of iron out any wrinkles that might be there, get any moisture out of it that might be there, just so it's prepped and ready for this print. And I'll show you this in real time. I'm not going to speed this up or anything. And okay, I think we did 20 seconds. That's fine. So you just push this button to go down, up and down. But now we have a nice flat pressed section here. And all I do is I use my little guide here, and I just kind of line up this center with the tag, which you can't see because it is under the machine, but I just try and line that up with the tag. And then I do also try and kind of make sure it's centered best I can, and I think that's good. So then we take our design and just line it up. And I do kind of eyeball this. And it usually turns out okay. So you just do your best to get it centered. I think that looks good. And then we'll push it back in and push this down. And I do 2 presses at 50 seconds. I just like to ensure that the glue adheres. And this is cold peel, so I do have to let it cool down before I can peel it, which is perfectly fine. It doesn't take that long to cool down. But, so yeah, we just let this go. And I will try and link everything in the description below, but I just got these off of Amazon. It came in a pack with adult and like plus sizes and a youth size. So you just kind of use this to line it up. And it's even got, I don't know if you can really see it, but this little like pocket symbol here. So you know how some shirts have a little symbol on the front and then a larger symbol on the back. So it even has a thing to help you line that up so you can get that in the right position. It's a handy little tool and I really like it. But yeah, so today was kind of a lazy day. It is Saturday. I did start my new job on Thursday. So far I'm liking it. So far I haven't done much of my job. It's been a lot of beginning of the school year meetings and trainings. So Monday I'll be at the school again, and then students return on Wednesday. So that'll be fun. Wednesday will be my first day working with students. I've never worked in a school before, but I'm really excited for the opportunity and to learn new things. So yeah, this is what it looks like when it's pressed. And since it is cold peel, we're just going to move it. And I have a chair sitting next to me that I'm just gonna lay it on. And I just try and keep the design flat so it doesn't start peeling up. We will press it again after, let's go ahead and do the tote bag. So the tote bag is kind of the same idea. I'm just going to lay it on here, and I want to make sure, because this is a large design, so I want to make sure that it's all on, the tote bag is on the whole thing. And I really should have a lint roller, but I do not. So I'm just going to kind of brush any hair off, push it in, push the button. Again, this is just the pre-press. So I plan on trying to do this launch on September 5th. That is a Saturday. That will be the first Saturday in September. It's just the day I picked. I don't know, I felt like it was a good day to do a fall launch. So with the tote bags, I definitely just more or less eyeball it. I want to make sure it's straight. Let me look at it. But yeah, I want to make sure it's straight and centered. And I think that looks good. But oh my gosh, this is going to be a cute tote bag. I cannot wait. And the tote bags are the same. I press it twice for 50 seconds each. And I guess I could just increase the time. I don't know why I don't do that. But I kind of like, in between, I do pull it out and look at it sometimes. So, but yeah, I do it at 330 degrees Fahrenheit. And the pressing time and the pressing temperature will depend on your DTF powder that you used on the back of your DTF print. So you do want to pay attention to that and make sure you're following those instructions. But this is just what I have found that works for me for my current powder that I use. And my little, in my Cozy Girl era sweatshirt is already cooled. So like I said, it really doesn't take long. I do pull it off of here to cool because the bottom of this does get warm. So if I leave it on here, it does take longer to cool. But look at that. That is just beautiful. You can shop my website for any of my products at EnTyreCreations.com. I will have it linked down in the description box below. I do also have an Etsy store, and that is EnTyreCreations.etsy.com if you prefer to shop on Etsy. I don't have everything listed. I have been such a slacker when it comes to posting items for sale on the website. I need to get better at that. I really do. But I do have a lot of my stuff listed. I have some pencil pouches, and I need to get my key fobs listed. I feel like those would be popular. My little wristlet key fobs. I have a couple tote bags listed on the website. But yeah, so there's that. And we're just going to, oh, sorry. My foot got caught on the tripod. Just gonna set that off to the side. I don't like it laying over like that. Okay, we're gonna lay it flat. Just that way the film doesn't peel up before I'm ready. And lastly, we'll do my spooky season one. And I am doing long sleeve shirts and sweatshirts, but it's still 100 degrees where I live in Kansas. So will I get to wear these anytime soon? Absolutely not. Am I upset about that? 100%. I am trying to manifest fall and Halloween and spooky season and cozy season. Trying to manifest it. Because that is my favorite time of year. That is when I just love the fall colors and the fall crisp mornings, foggy mornings, all of it. It is absolute perfection. Okay, so again, just try and get that centered. Okay, I think that looks good. You don't want to press it with this on there. It will melt this. Oh my gosh, I just love that so much. Here, and after we press this one, I will put in my Cozy Girl era shirt back up on there, and I'll show you how I finish it off. I probably overdo it with pressing it, but that is just because I don't want these to lift. I want to be sure and I want to try and minimize the cracking, because the reality is these can crack and lift if they're not pressed properly. It also depends on how well you wash them as to how well the design holds up. I do recommend washing these shirts inside out, and I put mine in the dryer and they hold up really well. I just love how vibrant these colors look. Oh my gosh. But I have 3 or 4 shirts that I have made, and they are all holding up really well. And I think my first one that I made is cracking a little bit, but it's cracking in such a way that just makes it look worn, and not in a bad way. Like, I don't hate the way it's kind of cracking and looking now. And a lot of the time I do forget to wash them inside out, but I do try to wash them inside out, and I definitely recommend washing them inside out. And I do put all of mine in the dryer. Now the sweatshirt I probably will not put in the dryer because it is nice and soft on the inside, and I like to try and preserve that as much as possible. And in my experience, I have found when I put sweatshirts in the dryer, A, they shrink really bad, and B, the soft inside doesn't really stay soft. Okay, so we're just gonna lift this and move it out of the way. And we are going to put this one back on. And this part is so satisfying, in my opinion. And so what I do is I just kind of pull it back, and I kind of pull it like this. So you see, I mean, it's kind of like flat here. And that way, if there's any spot that didn't really adhere super well, I can kind of flatten it back out onto the shirt. And then we do repress, so that's what the film looks like when it's done. You can kind of still see where it was printed on. I take these Teflon sheets. Again, I got these off of Amazon. And put it over. And then I make sure it's nice and flat, because I don't want my design like getting all wonky. And then I just press. And this one I do about 2 at 20 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. Sometimes I forget and let it go the full 50. And again, I have not had any of my designs crack or peel because of overheating it or anything. If anything, in my opinion, I feel like doing it this way makes it less likely to crack and not wear out as fast. So that was a little more than 20 or 30 seconds, and that's okay. Oh, oops. There's a dead spider on my pumpkin here. That's okay. This shirt is for me, but I am going to use it for photos on the website. And it is just, oh my gosh, I love it. It turned out so good. I love the colors together. And with any of my shirts that I have, if there's a certain color you want, just let me know when you're ordering so I can order that color shirt for you. I can get just about any color shirt. as far as I could tell. But yeah. And the shirts do arrive pretty quick, usually within like 3 or 4 days. Sometimes it's the next day. Sometimes it's like, the longest I've had to wait is like 3-4 days for shirts to be delivered. And I don't think that's terrible. So I do say to allow like 2 to 3 weeks for shirts just in case. But I do work really hard to get them out to you sooner. And it just turned out so cute. I need it to be like 40 degrees so I can wear that. But oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, now we're going to do spooky season, which again, I absolutely love this. The colors turn out so good. I do print these myself, and I do use a Pro Colored K13 light. And I have had minimal issues with that machine. There's a lot of like bad reviews about it, but honestly, I've had a couple issues, but they were easily fixed with customer support's help and tech support. And their customer service is top notch. So we're gonna put that on. And I think a lot of the reviews on that machine come from user error and lack of user maintenance, because it is a high maintenance machine. It really is. But so if you've stuck around this long in the video, thank you. I know this has been a long video, and I'm doing all of this in real time. So I understand if that's not your cup of tea, but I like watching these kind of videos. So I figured I would go ahead and do one. Nice and chatty, and ooh, look at that steam. Oh my gosh. Now you do feel the prints on here, but so it's not like it, I mean, you feel it, but it's not in a bad way, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'm gonna do one more press, just a little bit. And then we'll do the tote bag, and then I'll film an outro, and we'll be done with this week's video. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it kind of almost feels like a screen printed tee. Very similar to that kind of material. But I do find that it does kind of meld into the fabric really well. And I don't know, I really like these shirts and the way they come out. And I had actually made memorial shirts for my grandpa's memorial service for my mom. And then had a couple people custom order those shirts who were friends with him and wanted them. But yeah, so there's that one, and oh my gosh, it is gorgeous. Like I said, I need it to be like 40 degrees so I can wear these. Now for the tote bag. This one is going to be a little bit trickier to do the second press. Oh no, oh no. Okay, so some of these super fine lines did come up a little bit, and that is okay. You won't really be able to tell in the end, but that's what I mean. Like, okay, so that one's gonna come off. Just gonna press these down. I should have peeled those a little bit slower. That was my fault. I still think it looks really good though. Like, you won't really be able to tell in the end result. So see how my Teflon sheet isn't quite big enough for the whole design. So I just get another one and layer them. because you don't want your heat press going directly on the print. It will stick to it, and that would not be good. So same thing with the tote bags. I just kind of let it press for 20 to 30 seconds, and then I check it. Okay, let it come up, and we're gonna check it. And there we are. And see, you can't really tell that down here these lines were messed up. You just really can't tell. But we are going to do one more little press. And be done for the night. Gosh, that's just, oh my gosh, I'm blown away every time I make a new print, and it just turns out so good. Okay. Turn off my machine. And there's the tote bag. Sorry. It just says hello fall vibes, and it's got coffee and pumpkin and colorful leaves, all the best things in fall. And everything looks like it adhered really well. So, and I am one of those people that loves to have bags and tote bags and different things. So I feel like these are like the perfect like little library totes. Put your little library books in, or even like book club or Bible study where you have a notebook and your book and pens. And I don't know. I just feel like you can never have too many bags. Okay. And that's that for this week's vlog. Thank you for coming along. To recap, we cut some lining fabric for a fall collection that I am wanting to launch on September 5th, I'm hoping. And then we pressed some shirts and a tote bag. Just to recap, here's the tote bag. Hello, fall vibes. Super cute. And then we did this t-shirt. It's a long sleeve t-shirt that it is not cool enough to wear. So upsetting. And in my cozy girl era. So, and this is like a tan beigey color, and I just think it works so well with the colors in the shirt. Super excited. I need it to be like 40 degrees so I can wear these. These will be part of the fall launch, as well as keychain wallets, key fobs, AirPod cases, makeup bags, pencil pouches, and I think that's it. So this is the first time I'm doing like a limited edition launch. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it'll go really well. But yeah, thank you for coming along on this adventure with me. If you like these kind of videos, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, all the fun things, share. It really doesn't cost anything to support a small business. And the support means the world to me. It really does. I am trying to grow my little small business. It is slow going, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying. I'm not giving up. And so, yeah, if there's anything you would like to see, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this collection so far, of what you've seen, the little sneak peeks I've shown. I think next vlog will be sewing. We will work on sewing up this collection, hopefully. Fingers crossed, that's the plan. Life does seem to get in the way sometimes, and that's okay. It happens. But I really wanted to try and get a little bit of a video up for you guys because it has been a while. So thank you for coming along. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.